Look who has finally arrived, guys. We got Ana Abiyedh Passion in the house, and I'm so excited to talk about this scent. I have been waiting for this. I feel like I got my fragrance after everybody. That's what it feels like. But anyways, let's just get right into it. I want to talk about how this scent smells. I want to address the elephant in the room and compare it to the fragrance that it's already being compared to, which is, of course, Armani's Power of You. So let's just break it all down. So if you are not familiar with this fragrance, this is Lattafa's new Ana Abiyedh flanker, I guess you can call it. It has nothing to do with any of the other fragrances. They're all different, but it's in the Ana Abiyedh line. And honestly, the Ana Abiyedh line is fantastic. The only one that I don't own that I honestly should order tonight right after I'm done recording is the leather one. But anyways, the Ana Abiyedh line, one of Lattafa's best lines. So this is a passion fruit and vanilla type of fragrance. And it's honestly not what I was expecting. And I think it's because I went into it already kind of comparing it to the Armani Power of You. The Armani Power of You fragrance to me is a very, very sweet fragrance. When I first sprayed it months ago, I thought, okay, it's very sweet, but it's very light. When I tried it again a second time, I thought, okay, it's almost a little bit too sweet. It actually does last. Now that I finally actually just pulled the trigger and bought a travel size so I could compare it, I think it's very, very sweet. It does definitely soften up a lot after the opening, and it does have pretty good projection and longevity on the skin long term. It's not a very fleeting scent. And that could be good or bad for some people, of course, just depending on how you feel about that very sweet passion fruit note. What I would say about this fragrance in comparison to the Armani Power of You is that this, to me, is a much more wearable version for the masses. What I mean by that is the Armani Power of You scent is very strong in the opening, and like I mentioned, very sweet. And I know some people love that. And I completely understand why people would like a super sweet tropical DNA. But I also understand the people who feel like the passion fruit doesn't play well on their skin. It can kind of give off like a foul smell to them. And for people like me, I find it just to be a bit too cloyingly sweet for like an all-day wear type of situation. Not a scent that I would like overspray myself with and go to the office, because I think I would honestly nauseate myself. But I still think it's a nice overall scent profile, and I totally get why it's popular. It's just that the passion fruit is a little bit too intense for me. This, on the other hand, feels like it's a passion fruit scent that is created for people like me. You get passion fruit, but it's not the star of the show. It's kind of like the garnish that absolutely adds flavor and really strikes the fragrance and, you know, makes it like what it is. But it has to play along with the other notes, the vanilla, the caramel, the musk, and the overall scent profile just feels a lot softer and tamed down in comparison to the Power of You. And the only reason why I'm comparing it to Power of You is because we're talking about two scents that are both vanilla, passion fruit type of fragrances that are already being compared. But by no means is the Ana Abiyedh Passion a dupe of the Power of You fragrance from Armani. In fact, I have it on good authority that it was apparently already in construction a whole year before the Power of You Armani fragrance was released. I really think that they just happened to both be working on a passion fruit vanilla fragrance, which is not shocking to do when you're, you know, getting ready for releases for the spring and summertime. But it really is not trying to dupe it. And I think if it were trying to dupe it, it would be a much stronger version. I don't think it would be a softer, calmer, less sweet version, because that's not what Lattafa does. Lattafa says, you make a fragrance, I'm gonna make it beast mode, and I'm gonna make it 10 times sweeter. And that's not what this is. And I really, really enjoy that. It feels like if the Power of You Armani fragrance had a whole cup of passion fruit and a quarter cup of vanilla, this is flipped. This is like a cup of vanilla, half a cup of caramel, a quarter cup of musk, and a quarter cup of passion fruit. And I think that blend of fruit is just beautiful. I think passion fruit is a great note, but I think for me, I want it done in a bit more of moderation. And that's why I say it's more wearable. And when I say wearable, I say that in like a neutral type of way. It doesn't mean that it's better or worse. There are fragrances that I like that I would not consider to be, you know, the most wearable fragrances. YSL Baby Cat is not a very wearable fragrance for most people. Even though I love it and I think it's a masterpiece, I would totally understand if someone did not find it to be wearable. So the people who, you know, are absolutely in love with the super strong sweet passion fruit note might be a bit disappointed in how it has been toned down in this scent profile. And if that is you, then, you know, stick with your Armani Power of You. This is not going to replace it for you. But if you're someone who felt like that one was too much for you, highly recommend checking this one out. I think it's fantastic. The longevity, I would say, is moderate. I got about 6.5 hours at least on my skin. Not too much, not too little. I think, again, for this style of scent, I'm okay with that. When I asked my husband what he thought, he said that he thought that it was a very nice, rich smelling scent. I asked him to compare it to the Power of You. I had each of them on, I had both of them on one hand. And when he smelled the Power of You, he was like, whoa, that's fruity. But whereas the Lattafa Passion, he said he thought it was nice and rich, which made sense to me. I really feel like this one is just a lot more like friendly and easy to get along with for most people. So yeah, I really like it. I really, really enjoy Passion. I think it's a great release. And I like that it's an original fragrance, not inspired by anything. It's its own DNA. And I've already tried layering it with Rayhan's Tropical Vibe. Fantastic. This has coconut. This also has coconut. And this is fresh. So I feel like it plays well with the overall tamer nature of the scent. It doesn't oomph it up into like a crazy, overly done tropical scent, but fantastic. I think if you're someone who is looking for a nice tropical scent that you still want to feel somewhat elegant and easy to wear and just beautiful, I think it's a beautiful scent. This is a really good one to try out for a really good price point. So that is Lattafa Ana Abiyedh. And please let me know, guys, if you are going to be scooping this one up, if you've already tried it, what your thoughts of this fragrance are, and how do you think it compares to Armani's Power of You. And I will see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.